Welcome, brave viewers, to another journey into the unknown. Tonight, we invite you to join us as we venture into the depths of terror, where the shadows lurk and the whispers of the damned echo through the night. Be warned, this is not a tale for the faint of heart, but for those who dare to face their fears head-on. So gather around and prepare yourselves for a spine-chilling experience like no other. Are you ready to enter the realm of darkness? Then let us begin. In this story, we follow the journey of a young girl named Emily as she discovers the secrets of an old house on the outskirts of town. Shadows lurk behind the curtains, blood spots stain the floors, and whispering voices echo through the halls. Join me as we delve into the darkness and uncover the horrors that lie within. Emily's family had just moved to the town, seeking a quieter life away from the hustle and bustle of the city. They were thrilled to find an affordable house on the outskirts of town, despite its obvious state of disrepair. Emily was hesitant about the move, but she quickly fell in love with the old house's charm and character. The first few days in the new house were uneventful, but Emily started to notice strange things happening. The curtains in her bedroom would move as if someone were behind them, even though there was no one there. She would find blood spots on the floor that her parents couldn't explain. And she could hear whispering voices echoing through the halls, even though no one was speaking. Emily tried to brush it off as her imagination, but she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off about the house. One night, as she lay in bed, she saw a shadow move behind the curtains. She tried to ignore it, but the shadow grew larger and more defined. Suddenly, the curtains flew open, and a figure stepped out from behind them. Emily tried to scream, but no sound escaped her throat. The figure drew closer, its form flickering in and out of focus. It was as if it were made of shadows itself. Emily could see blood dripping from its hands, staining the floor with a sickening red. The figure reached out for Emily, and she knew she had to run. She leapt out of bed and bolted down the hall, but the figure was right behind her, its whispers filling her ears. She burst into her parents' room, but they were fast asleep, oblivious to the terror that had invaded their home. Emily knew she had to get out of the house, but she didn't know where to go. She looked out the window and saw the moon shining brightly overhead. She knew that if she could just make it outside, she might be able to escape the horrors that lurked within. As she crept down the stairs, she heard a low growling sound coming from the shadows. She froze, her heart pounding in her chest. She tried to steady her breathing, but it was too late. The growling grew louder, and Emily knew she was in trouble. Suddenly, the lights flickered on, and Emily's parents stood at the bottom of the stairs, their faces twisted in terror. They had seen the shadows and heard the whispers, and they knew they had to leave. As they ran out of the house, Emily looked back and saw the figure in the window, watching them with a sinister grin. She knew they would never be able to forget the horrors they had witnessed that night. And she knew that the shadows and whispers would haunt them forevermore. But this was not it. Something was telling her to go back inside the house. She could hear the whispers in her ears. "Come back, darling. You belong here."
Subscribe and hit the bell icon for part 2.